Hello, in this episode we are going to talk about the selection. What will make our project successful is to have wise selection in terms of the brokerage company. Before we are writing a single line of trading bot code, we need to answer one crucial question. Which of the brokers will let our bot operate independently, automatically, and be not a bottleneck, but rather a helpful instrument to our bot? Uh, the thing is that this isn't as simple as it sounds. Most retail trading platforms either don't offer API at all, or their APIs are so limited they are uh, basically useless for serious automation. Uh, we spent a lot of time researching options before settling on Charles Schwab, and here in this video, I will tell you why. Let's start with the landscape of brokerage APIs. It's a bit of a harsh reality, and what do most of retail platforms actually offer? Our wish list for this project was including a real trading API. Here we have individual investor access. Here we have reasonable fees and minimums. I started this with only $300 on this account just for automation purposes. It should have reliable uptime and support, and it should have modern authentication type for us to feel safe. What we found, Robinhood, amazing platform, amazing instruments, but no any API, which is a surprise because for my personal trading, I'm using most of the time Robinhood. For Webull, it was market data only. Webull API. You can get like codes and charts, but can't place orders programmatically. eTrade has API, but the approval process was rather complex. High minimum balances for API access and documentation that assumes the institutional use. We don't have a team of developers helping us, so we will do everything on our own, but that's not the thing that we want to go over. Ameritrade was excellent, but got acquired by Schwab, and that's how we ended up with using Schwab. Interactive Brokers, it has robust API, but it needs 500 or more dollars for market data. To access live market data, your account permanently should have 500 all the time should have $500 in equity plus the cost of any market data subscription. Fidelity had limited API access mainly for institutional clients and the complex approval process. We explored also other items like Polygon and a few others including Tradier, but this was like, and Alpaca also, but to be completely honest, this was the simplest. I started with this and it brought me where I want to be, and so I got stopped in my research of finding the appropriate brokerage on Schwab. Some hidden requirements for brokerages can include institutional minimums like $25,000 account balances, professional licensing, monthly fees for API access, volume requirements like minimum monthly trade volumes, application approval complexity. We already covered it with the E-Trade, but still others are too. Uh, why Schwab won evaluation? Schwab acquired Ameritrade in 2020, I believe. They inherited uh, API infrastructure and applied their own retail-friendly approach. This combination gives us both robust technical capabilities with individual investor access. No account minimums are required for API, no monthly API fees, individual investor focus. The documentation is designed for individual developer, not institutional companies which have dedicated teams working on development. And the functionality, of course, it covers market data, account information, order management, and portfolio data. We got everything in there from these both points: account and trade production and market data production. The authentication OAuth 2.0, it follows the industry standards. No any over-complex authentication schemes or security through obscurity approaches. And the infrastructure reliable as a major financial institution with regulatory oversight. We already covered what it provides: market laws, stop loss, stop limit orders, different asset classes, stocks, ETFs, options, mutual funds, order management, real-time status update, modification, cancellation, and position tracking, like current holdings, unrealized profit and loss, cost basis. With market data access, we can get current bid-ask, last price and volume, the historical data, the options data, but options data is not that we are going to look right now. We're more of like simple stock, real-time quoting and buying and selling orders. And of course, account information, balance, transaction history, portfolio analysis, and preferences. So what are our requirements for Schwab brokerage account, for Schwab integration? First of all, you need to have brokerage account. This is a given. Individual taxable account, joint account, IRA account, margin account, anything. No minimum balance required for API access, but of course you will need some funds to trade. For developer application registration, there are specific user guides designated for registering as individual developer. It's pretty user friendly and easy to get what you want to get. Here, when on the next video, we will go through the registration, but we will register, log into dev portal. On the welcome page, we will go through registration, add our role, account, and we will get more data on API and endpoints. Credentials, we will get client ID, our application public identifier, client secret, the private key, which you should never share, and callback URL, which you will set where to navigate on a browser once your authentication is complete, and it will redirect. We set our bot to get the URL after the authentication, the callback URL. With that callback URL, our application will get the token, and authorization to continue its daily operation. So it will have access to the platform and will be able to do what it is pre-designed to do. Configuration. Our application will need to handle the OAuth flow, redirect users to Schwab for authentication, receive authorization codes from callback, exchange codes for access token, and manage token refresh cycles. All of this we will get once we registered our application, and some real world limitations. What Schwab enforces. Market data should be not more than 120 calls per minute. Trading operations 60 calls per minute, more than enough for us at the beginning. Account data again 60 calls per minute. So our bot will make session like each 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I wouldn't recommend to go every minute because you will hit your limitations pretty quickly, especially if you have much money invested into this and your orders are frequent, so you will reach your API endpoint limits pretty soon. Also, our application should take into account the market hours restriction, which are from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time for extended hours, limited order types and liquidity, and weekends and holidays, no trading operations. All of these restrictions need to be respected by our bot, otherwise the orders will be rejected. Order type limitations are available. List is market, limit, stop loss, stop limit. Not available are some complex option strategies, bracket orders, and restricted are the orders that usually require phone authentication. We won't go near to not available or restricted. We will limit our actions to available ones. Market, limit, stop loss, stop limit. Account type restrictions are cash accounts, no margin trading, margin account, more flexibility but margin requirement apply, and IRA account, no margin, limited order types, wash sale rules. So we will prefer cash account. What lessons I learned during the application development? Mistake number one is overthinking. It was rejected because we tried to sound too sophisticated. Described advanced algorithmic trading system, and that's something that maybe institutional use will be correct one for that. We need to be specific but simple, like personal trading automation for individual stock ETF purchases. That's good one. Callback URL configuration was mistake number two. I tried with localhost, and as it is on Python, I used the callback URL at localhost and 8000 port. Worked on development but broke in production. The solution for it was to use just the IP address 127.0.0.1. It is the recommended format. Assumption of real-time data. It can be your mistake number three. Some data feeds might have 15-minute delays unless you met specific requirements. For us, that doesn't apply because we are going to configure our bot to operate whenever the price they are asking right now is on the target. Immediately close the deal. So either buy or buy if it is in the list of suggested stocks, and sell immediately when the stock price is above our profit threshold. At the end, choosing the right broker isn't just a technical capability, it's a key and competitive advantage. Most retail traders can be stuck with manual execution or limited automation. Properly implemented API into our bot will give us the speed, consistency, the scale, and reliability. This was all for this video. Next, we are going through the registration process itself. So be ready for the next video, and we will continue with the applying at Schwab, the exact steps to follow. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.